right, welcome to another live podcast with Earthworks Hub. It's Sunday, the 16th of March, and it is the Formula One Grand Prix weekend for Melbourne. You won't hear the cars from my house because I'm a fair way away from the city, but I'm sure it would be going off there. I did go for a walk in the city the other night, and I noticed all the action. They had all these stands all along South Bank. They had all the Formula One teams selling merch, and they had like little simulators. You could sit in these little seats for $40. $40. They had this one simulator, $40 to do 3 laps inside like a. So you sit in what looks like an old Formula One car turned into a simulator, and it's just facing a screen. And they wanted like, yeah, $40 to do 3 laps in that car. I'll tell you what, man, there's some money to be made. We're in the wrong business, people. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, it's the Formula One Grand Prix in Melbourne. I have no idea about who won, who's racing. I don't really watch it, to be honest. I haven't really gotten into it. I just know that there's a lot of big wigs around, a lot of people that love to talk about being there and dressed up and fancy cars, fancy drinks. I've seen a lot of those around, and a lot of videos of people attending in that sort of field. But yeah, not my scene, man. Not my scene. I haven't been. I wouldn't mind maybe going one day just to say I've done it. I've been there. But yeah, not really my scene. Joining me tonight, who have we got? We've got BRW on here. K who is it? Jenna Troy. And why is my screen stopped moving? Wow, I can't touch my screen. What have I done there? Hang on a second, something's not right here. ADM Civil saying I was going to be an F1 driver, but just like digging too much. There you go. I'm going to have some big news tonight, and you do want to hang around for this. Last week, I gave away 10 tickets to Diesel Dirt and Turf. A few people missed out, unfortunately, so I managed to get myself 10 more tickets. So they're giving me 10 more tickets to give away, and I'm going to do that tonight. So I'll be giving those tickets away shortly. Let me say shortly. I won't give you an exact time, so you do have to hang around. It's a bit of a selling point. But you do stick around, and I will be giving away 10 more tickets preferably for people that haven't already got some. So if you were a winner last week, let's try and let some other guys win. And what I'm going to do is I will announce the winners. So you have to hang around and watch, and the winners will be people that are watching in a few minutes. So yeah, let me go through the formalities and then we'll do it. We'll do that. So I'll be giving them away at a random time, so make sure you hang around. Sash, if you want to know. Jenna Troy saying he can only stay on for a little bit. He's got to head out for a birthday party. Oh, there you go. On a Sunday night. What's going on there? Who has a party on a Sunday night? LJS Earthmoving is here. TR Society and Bear Earth Solutions. Moba's joined. Level Up Earthmoving. NC Fisher, Jenna Troy, everyone. Okay, cool. We've got a good turnout. Let's get on with it. So Diesel Dirt and Turf, I'm giving away those 10 tickets. They are for the 16th to the 18th of May, and it's 1 ticket per profile. So 1 ticket per person, and I'll be giving away in the very, very near future. So in a few minutes. Hang around. All right. What else have we got? Okay, so this episode, I am giving a big shout out to my sponsor, Nexgen Landscapes and Earthworks. So they've been one of my first sponsors from when I first started. So Sam, the owner of the business, was very quick to jump on as soon as I mentioned what I was intending to do, and came on as one of my first sponsors. So thank you very much to Sam and his team. So they're a Melbourne-based landscaping and earthworks company. They predominantly do commercial landscaping, so new warehouses, retail precincts, stuff like that. But they also do residential, so they'll do residential, high end, and just volume builder type residential stuff, and they'll do any type of excavation work. So a big shout out to Nexgen Landscapes and Earthworks. If you want to find out any more information on them, go to the partner section on our website, and you can hit them up and get them if you need them to do any work for you. There you go. And also, thank you to all the other sponsors. You will see them listed in the details section or in the link. All their links will be in the description at the end of this episode. So you can always go there and see them, or go to the website and they'll be all under the partners section. So if you want to become a partner and sponsor the Earthworks train, then feel free to contact me and we'll talk about some of the options. The other one is, don't forget that you can also list your business on our website. So that way people can find you. So we've got a business directory on there. You can put your business on there so everyone can find you and use your services. So it's like an advertising thing for yourself. So if you want to do that, go onto the website, click on add listing. So register, then click on add listing. There's a few options there. Put your details in and you'll be added to the categories that you choose. And there's a whole range of stuff. So you don't have to just be an excavation business. You can be anything to do with earthworks. So concreters, form workers, I've got finance people on there, insurance guys, dealers, suppliers, all sorts of stuff on there. So you can go on and have a look at that list. There is still that little slight issue. There's a bit of a delay in some of the categories. So when you click on search, sometimes there's like a 50-second delay on some sections. The website guys are working on that and should have it fixed very, very shortly. We've also had a few people join. Who else is here? Jay Cook, 19, Oldie 25. How are you? Oh, we got Hainas here. Inverted Octopus. There you go. I love some of these names, man. Mountain Machinery's here. DJ H, thanks for joining as well. So big shout out to you guys. And the business listing of the week. So every week I pick someone that's recently listed. And the listing of the week is Altar Excavation and Hire. So they're in Victoria and they do all types of excavation, rock work, landscaping and machine hire. If you want to know more, go to the website, click on the excavation category and you'll see them on there. There you go. So that's Altar Excavation. So listing of the week, make sure you go in and put your business on there as well. I'm back on the scotches, guys. Look what I've got. Let me have a quick sip, wait. What's today's choice? It's Monkey Shoulder. So if you guys haven't had it yet, Monkey Shoulder, man, not a bad. It's a blended whiskey, not bad, man. Okay, now the throat's lubricated. Oh, we got Platinum Earthworks here, BMG Earthmoving. Well done, man. Jenna Troy is asking, do you have any training organizations on your website? There is. I think there's a couple on there. Just click on training and they'll be in there. If not, then then you're welcome to add one if you've got one. Yeah, BMG saying Monkey Shoulder, man. That's my go-to. That and Jamison. So if I don't know what I'm going to get, I can't decide. I'll just go for one of those two, and usually works out pretty well. What else? Let's talk about the week. During the week, let me say something as well. During the week, I got to meet, and he's on here right now, Brett from Steel Wrist. So Brett, thank you very much for this pen. I'm just flashing the pen to anyone that is listening and not watching. So this is from Steel Wrist. So Brett, Tilt Rotator Society, from Steel Wrist. We had a bit of a meeting the other day. Gave me a hat, which is up here behind me as well, and a pen. So thank you very much for that. Some good things to come, hopefully. So just keep your eyes peeled. That's all I can say. So Brett, now a lovely guy to meet. He's also a weekly contributor here on our show. So he comes on and puts in his input every now and then. He's saying, haha, all good, mate. It was great to meet you finally. Yeah, that's it, man. That's it. Oh, we've got Sevcon as well, man. You've joined. Michael, BMG saying it's a great drop again for the Monkey Shoulder. And yeah, they're saying Jenna Troy saying don't let TikTok see you with that. It's already hitting me. I can't believe it. BRW saying, yeah, Brett's a legend. Yeah, top guy, man. Very, very good guy. And Cooper's just joined. Welcome. All right, so let's talk about the week. So during the week, I'll put out a few more little videos of the discounts available using my eWorks Hub code. So make sure you go and use those discounts. So I'm getting them for us so that we can all use them. So some of them are good 5% discounts and that, some are a bit more. So this week already, people have been using them because I get told by the sponsors and that who's using them. So if people have bought stuff from Digga, people have bought ramps and buckets and teeth and stuff from Earth Moving Warehouse. Moba saying they've had a lot of interest coming in and people buying on their online. JR Safety Co. So you can use my code and try and get yourself a discount on all the products. If you want to know more, go to the website, click on the partners link, and any of those partners will be able to help you out if you use eWorks Hub as the discount code. So yeah, use it, man, use it. Oh, I've missed a few messages here. Hang on. Platinum Earthworks. Love your work, legend. Be meaning to watch one of these and I'll send you a hat and some merch. Oh, what a ledge. What a ledge. Thank you very much. Bear Earth is saying, yeah, Tilt Rotator Society beat the business and best in the business and top bloke. Yeah, so true, man. So true. And speaking of that, speaking of merch as well, I also got some more merch, and I don't know if he's on here tonight because he might be busy at the Grand Prix. You might have seen Steady from On Grade Civil. So On Grade, he's got the grader blade attachment on his Posi track or his Bobcat track loader. I've got to stop saying that. And then he's got that little tractor with the blade at the back that he pulls around. He's been doing a lot of work at the Grand Prix over the last few years. So he does all the bends and stuff, all the sand banks. He actually came past and we had a bit of a chat the other day. So we've been mates for a while. Gave me a jumper. Can you see that? There's a jumper up there and a hat over here. So a big shout out to Steady from On Grade. So thank you very much for that as well. So I love the gifts. Thank you very much. Happy to promote for people and put them up in the background. I'm starting to run out of room though. It's getting pretty busy behind me here. So yeah, it's starting to get a bit tight, but always happy. So make sure you're using my codes, and I'm trying my best to get more and more sponsors on board and more partners to give us more discounts on that. So hopefully we'll get some more stuff out there for everyone soon. I did a few videos with Moba. So Moba's on here at the moment. Thank you very much for letting me come out and have a bit of a go. So if you haven't seen those little videos on Instagram and TikTok, and I've also put them up on YouTube, I looked at that they were putting together a package for a guy with a Komatsu. So they put on the Excite Easy 2D system. So it's a 2D system, laser based, so you don't need to get GPS or anything. You can use that if you just want to have a laser and don't want to spend big bucks on GPS yet. And if you're doing, like a flat slab excavation, or if you're doing like some pipe laying and you just need basic levels, you can use this 2D system, and it's fantastic, man. It's the first time I sat in that machine and had a bit of a go, and in a matter of minutes, I already picked that up. So really, really good system available from Moba. Not as expensive as we think. And they also put together, while I was there, they were putting a 2D system on a Kubota SVL 75 with a grader blade attachment at the front from Osgrade. So hopefully you've all seen that video. If you haven't, go and have a look at them. They're also on YouTube if you want the full videos. So highly recommend you go to YouTube and watch the whole thing. Or I've done little snippets on Instagram. Good systems. Very, very good systems to use. The days of automation are here. And that's going to be one of my topics tonight. So bear that in mind, because we're going to come back and touch on this topic. We're going to actually talk about what are the barriers to people moving on with technology. So let's talk about that. And then also, I met Brett from Steel Wrist. So thank you, Brett, once again for the couple of the goodies. And also, I've realized that a few people have bought the little mini crusher that I did a video for last week. So do you all know about that? I had the little blue Tiger Bite 425, little mini crusher video that I did for Allen Plant. And I'm hearing that a couple of people on here as well have actually already purchased it. So well done, guys. And Allen Plant, there you go, man. There's proof in the pudding, is that what they say? Yep, letting me do a video like that is beneficial for you. So that's it's actually worked out really well for him. He's made a few sales out of it, and I reckon all in all, it's probably a really good little investment, man. Having a little crusher like that. For anyone that hasn't seen it, go and see my videos on it. Awesome little bit of kit, yeah. The boys are having a laugh here. Hang on, let me go back. Bear Earth Solutions is asking Platinum Earthworks if you can send him some stuff. We've had ProScope Earthworks join, Nigs on the Digs, Brumbies. We've got Jenna Troy. Is that system based on a dual grader laser setup, or can you use just on machine without laser? Moba is on board and will be able to answer that, but it was a dual grade laser setup, I'm pretty sure. And then Moba saying, how good was the almond latte? Yes, thank you very much, man. He is. Yeah, Nigs on the Digs. He's saying the nut juice latte. That's right. And then Moba's answered your question there. There you go. So the system for skid steer based on the dual laser receivers, but can also be GPS. There you go. There you go. And I think a couple of the guys on here have got GPS in that with their grader blades. All right, so the Tiger Bite. And then the last thing is I uploaded some extra videos on YouTube. So go to my YouTube channel, subscribe. First of all, make sure you subscribe. Yeah, go on there and you will see some extra videos I put on recently. Just some videos of machines working. A lot of times it was me operating. Some of the videos, you see the drone is a little bit sketchy because that was when I first got it and I was getting used to it. But yeah, there's a few good videos out there if you want to watch them. So Earthworks Hub YouTube channel. Go and check it out and subscribe, share, follow, all that stuff. Jenna Troy. Oh, Sydney Rock Walls is saying, MOBA, what's the price bracket for the Excite Easy? And Jenna Troy is saying, I mess with technology every day on machines. Sydney Rockwall, I think it was roughly, I don't know if MOBA wants me to say pricing in that, but I think it was roughly in around 15 grand, something like that. So not a bad price if that's what you want to sort of get into. All right, so I'll let MOBA answer that question. There we go. I was close. Look, 2D starts at 14.5 plus GST, and with a tilt bucket or tilt at 16.5 plus GST. So there you go, man. There you go. So I was close. What else is there? All right, let's do the giveaway. Do you guys want to do that? Let's do it now. I'll do the giveaway, and then I'll start on my topic. So I'm going to give away 10 tickets for Diesel Dirt and Turf right now. And in order for you to get yourself a ticket, so it's one ticket per profile. In order for you to get one ticket, I'm going to tell you what to do right now. And then after the show, I'll send you the details. So what it will be is I will send you, if you're one of the winners, I will send you the code that you use, so the discount code, and a link to Eventbrite, who run the ticketing for DDT. So you can go onto the Eventbrite site, follow the link, and then when you put in one adult and the discount code, it will be a free ticket. All right, so let me tell you what you need to do. So all you got to do is right now, you got to type in a comment for me, DDT. So just type in DDT and you will win yourself one ticket. So start typing. I will start writing them down like I did last week, and then I'll be in touch with you after the show. So if you want a ticket to Diesel Dirt and Turf, which will be in May, not very far away, and I'll be there myself as well, write DDT. Oh, here we go. So one, we have K Ya. See how I have to write? Hang on a sec. Oh my gosh, you guys are going too fast. 1 second. Kayana S. Sash 20,000. I always say 2,000, don't I? Sash 20,000. News on construction. Newson. Oh my gosh. Construction. Sorry, I can't do two things at once here. It's just the way I am, I suppose. Bailey McKenzie. That's 4 already, isn't it? Bailey McKenzie. All right, there we go. Oh, hang on, there's more. Bailey McKenzie. Who was after that? Witchy Wiley. 1 second. Witchy. Bear with me, people. I've got it right here. It's funny, I was saying last week that we haven't written. You don't write anymore, isn't it? Isn't it funny? M. Attard's joined. How are you? Jack Fallon, 21. Jack Fallon, 21. You get yourself a ticket. Here we go. What's Nigs and the Digs? Oh, they're saying comments. M. Attard, here you go. There's one ticket for you, sir. M. Attard, Earthworks. That's 7. Who else have we got? M. Attard, Earthworks. KJ Kronk. There we go. KJ Kronk. There you go. We have 2 more tickets. 2 more tickets to go. If anyone wants to win a ticket, free ticket to DDT, just write the words DDT in the comments and the ticket will be yours. And I'll give you the details after the show. So, people have asked some questions here. Bearer Solutions is asking Platinum Earthworks, the price of sand just went up, didn't it? Yeah, there you go. And BRW saying to Sydney Rockwell, you're always on grade anyway. Here we go. And then Nigs and the Digger saying, what's your opinion on Topcon's MC Mobile with LM50 total station? And Platinum Earthworks is saying, Platinum, what do you want a free ticket for? You're the richest earth mover in Sydney. To M. Attard, yeah. Oh, there you go. It's good that we're having a bit of a laugh here. I love it. I love it. It's like a little community we've started, isn't it? So I'm pretty happy, man. Very happy with the outcome. Niggs on the Diggs is laughing. All right. So what have we got? We got one more. Two more. We got two more tickets. So if you want to win DDT tickets, I've got two more to give away. Ah, this scotch is going down well, I'll tell you. I'll call it scotch, but it's actually whiskey. I don't know. Anyway, Mitchell Morgan's laughing. Everyone's laughing. All right, that's good, man. That's very good. So in the meantime, what I'll do, I'll move on to the topic, which means I'm going to go on it. So I'm going to invite people. Oh, here we go. Mitchell Morgan's laughing. Jenna Troy saying he's got to run. He'll catch us next Sunday. Thank you for joining us. Jenna Troy, yeah, we'll see you next week, man. Have a good birthday party. ADM saying, when are you coming on the pod to M. Attard? We'll see. He's laughing. Moba is saying to Niggs on the Digs, the LM150 with Topcon Mobile is good for some applications, but need direct line of sight and max range is 150 meters. So it's quite limiting. There you go, man. There you go. And M. Attard saying, yeah, he wants to buy machines so he can retire early. There you go, mate. All right, let me jump on my topic, which is all related to some of these questions. So people are talking here about Topcon, MOBA, 2D, 3D, GPS, all that sort of stuff. My topic tonight is going to be 10 points or 10 barriers to earth moving businesses using new technology. So what are the 10 barriers that stop us or prevent us from moving with technology? I've got 10 points here, but I do invite guests to join me and have their opinions as well. So if you want to be a guest, Born Again OC's joined, Earth Moving Warehouse has joined. Hello. Yeah, I entice people to join and feel free to jump on and speak about their opinions. So, here we go. Ashton Lovering is saying education. So what we're going to discuss is what are the barriers stopping people or preventing earth moving businesses from moving with the times and getting technology. All right, so I'll start with my points and then you guys agree, disagree, and give comments. If anyone wants to join me directly and jump on the show, feel free as well, man. The more the merrier. The first thing I reckon is high initial costs. So somebody wrote on there, what did someone write cost? Yeah, ADM, right cost. BRW said price. The investment. So new technology such as GPS systems and automated equipment and software all require a significant amount to be dumped at the first as an upfront investment. So you got to cough up all this money at the start. Smaller businesses with tight budgets might struggle a bit, so they might not be able to get the funds. And then with that as well, speaking of cost, you've got maintenance and training. So there's all these ongoing costs for training and maintaining the new technology once you get it on, and making sure that your staff are trained up. So that can be a bit of a financial burden for some smaller companies, even bigger ones, I suppose. We always say smaller, but big companies can struggle too. So that's where the education part comes in, Mr. Ashton. So I agree with what you're saying. Sydney Rockwell is saying clients paying a higher rate to cover the technology. Yes, that's true. Some clients won't want to pay that extra. And BRW is saying, and if it's easy to transfer from one machine to the next, that's another one. Yep, how interchangeable is it? Can you use it across multiple equipment? And Niggs and the Diggs is saying technology changes so fast. Very, very true, man. But they say you buy something and there's already a new version coming out as you're buying it. So resistance to change is my second point. So point 1 was high initial costs. Point 2, resistance to change. So you've got cultural resistance. So employees and managers might be resistant to adopting this new technology. People are accustomed to their traditional methods. They don't want to change to something new. And I'm a culprit of that. I like to just stick with whatever I know. And then there's also the fear or belief that the old way is sufficient. They don't want to give up and say, that the new way is quicker. Like a lot of guys will still want to use string lines and pegs and have a labourer out there using, measuring tapes to measure depth and that. So there's that, and there's also the lack of trust. So businesses might be skeptical, like on how reliable that bit of a technology will be. So they might say, the GPS is not always going to be accurate. What if it's a little bit out? And then they might not be sure about the effectiveness of it. So especially if they've had a bad experience in the past, they may not be willing to use that. Earthmoving warehouse, you're saying, adaptability between providers. So that's the other one. So if you buy something and then that provider just say can't help you or bails or something, are you going to be able to use that? Is someone else going to be able to help you? M. Attards is saying some pay extra and some don't want to pay, talking about clients. And same thing, BRW saying that, the construction, they wish clients would pay the extra for having that sort of technology. And ADM is saying GPS not working on cloudy days can be frustrating. Yeah, so you might have little inefficiencies that, make people resist to that change. Nigs and the Digs is talking about return on investment. Very, very good, because that's another one of my points. Number 3 for me was lack of skilled labor. So all the training requirements, like new technology, will require all your workers to have specialized knowledge, So if you've got different types of technology, like, someone that uses a Topcon GPS system may not know how to use the Moasure system, may not know how to use a Leica system. So there's that training. Every time you get a new person, you're going to have to retrain them. And then finding someone that's skilled already knows how to use that equipment is going to be very hard. So, as we all know, getting a good operator is hard enough, let alone someone that can use all the technology that we've got. So that's another one of the sort of barriers there. And knowledge gaps. So, the lack of skilled workforce can make it difficult to maintain, or even like guys that can troubleshoot stuff. It's good to have an operator that can troubleshoot something. So if they know the GPS isn't working properly, they can sort of quickly figure out why it's not working and stuff like that. If you've got someone that knows their technology really well, then that's a good thing. But a lot of times you won't have that. Number 4 is concerns with return on investment. So Nigs and the Digs mentioned that. That's a really good point. ADM is saying as well. So a lot of people don't understand. So there's a long payback period. So usually when you invest a lot of money for equipment, and we're sort of picking on GPS at the moment, but that's sort of the main one that's been coming up tonight. So we're going to use that. There's a long period. So people can be hesitant to invest in new technology if they're uncertain about how quickly they'll see the benefits or the return on their investment. So the payback period for technologies like automation, like GPS, might be long. So it might be a few years before you get your money back. And I think I had this bit of a chat with this about this with Brett. So we're talking about tilt rotators and rotating what do you call it, like the steel wrist rotators, and that people sometimes don't understand their return on investment, how quick is it going to come around and stuff. And that's why I think a lot of people get a little bit reluctant on going and upgrading, because they're thinking, if I'm spending all this money, how am I going to get my return on this investment? How am I going to make money back? When's it going to actually pay itself off? So a lot of people get concerned with that. And then, businesses don't know how to do a cost-benefit analysis. So a lot of times, people don't know how to work out what the return on investment is. So hopefully if you've got a good salesperson, they'll be able to explain that. But a lot of times, people don't understand how to work out what their return on investment will be. How long is it going to be before we actually see any value in this? So that's what happens. So Moasure, in the meantime, has put a comment. These days, adaptability is quite good. Moasure use a standard file format, which any brand data collector or software can output. However, Moasure also offers services to convert files if needed. So there you go. And then Nigs and the Digs said, like a $30,000 rock saw gets $100 an hour. A $50K GPS system gets $30 an hour, unless on your own contract jobs. So I suppose how does that work out? So a rock saw will get more per hour than a GPS system. I suppose now it's become more common. I suppose, and people don't want to pay as much for GPS. I don't know, but it is unfortunate. That's what happens. Number 5, compatibility with existing systems. And somebody brought this up earlier. We're talking about how compatible are your or how adaptable are your or is your technology with other technology. So integration issues. So new technology may not always integrate smoothly with other existing equipment. So, like old machines may not be compatible with some of the new technology, or, you can't transfer that from one machine to another. And then you've got customization. So, some businesses might need their technology customized to a certain way for their products. You know what I mean? So it needs to suit what they do. So that's another one. Number 6. Here we go. Number 6. What do you guys think this will be? Risk aversion. So there's operational disruptions. So people upgrading to new technology, they might have temporary disruptions. Especially while they're learning, they may not know how to do something. So I'll give you an example of this. So, like, for example, my Moasure implement. I was talking to Jack about this the other day. So the Moasure implement I got, I've been using it to measure, jobs and work out cutting and filling. And then the other day I had a really difficult job I wanted to quote up, and it had multiple levels plus a basement. And I couldn't work out how to use the Moasure system to get it to calculate stuff for me. So I ended up throwing it in the back seat and just started working it out the old way. And then I've been reluctant since then. I've just gone back to doing the last few quotes just all that way, the old way again. And this is what happens. You start to not use it because you think, oh, by the time I try and work it out, I'm running out of time, I'm losing time. So you just put it aside. And then a lot of times you've bought this stuff for nothing. So that's one of the other things. And then there's reliability concerns. So people are fearful, or businesses are fearful, that the technology could fail, and then it could cause downtime, and it might cost them a lot of money if they make a mistake. So imagine you've got a grader and you're grading this road using your GPS system, for example, and you're grading it to what you think is correct, and all it is you haven't set something correct, you haven't set the right level, or something's been out of calibration, and you've just dug this whole road out all to the wrong level, or put all the rock out at the wrong level, and you've just cost this company thousands and thousands of dollars in extra rock that they didn't need, or you've cut out way too much material and got rid of it just because your GPS wasn't set correctly, or something, or you didn't know how to use it properly. So a lot of people are fearful of that. Number 7, the lack of access to financing it. So there's the funding barrier. Not all businesses can afford to buy or have got that money sitting there. So, like we're saying, the 2D system is 15 grand. Doesn't sound like much, but not all businesses will have 15 grand handy there, or not all businesses will have not have enough money, won't have enough money to borrow that sort of amount. So some really small businesses might be running just on really lean and can't afford to do that. So that's another barrier. And then leasing options. So sometimes you can lease some technology and get away with paying it off slowly, but sometimes people haven't got deposits, they've got bad credit ratings, all that sort of stuff. MOBA Australia is saying, I always say any technology is a service business. Without proper support, it can be problematic, and that's why we always suggest purchasing from a trusted supplier with proper backup support. Exactly, man, exactly. In the meantime, we've had Taiwan Earthworks join TerraPro, Bean Diggin, Mitch, where is that? Mitch Kokanda, and Nix and Diggs is there. Yeah, beautiful. All right, cool. Yeah, so that's it. So MOBA's saying that you need to make sure you've got support when you buy something. So the lack of access to financing was number 7. Number 8 is the regulatory and safety compliance. So sometimes you get yourself some new technology, and then suddenly you've got to get this thing calibrated all the time. Then you've got to get it risk assessed. Then sometimes, and these things cost money, yeah? So sometimes you might not know, but you've got to get it all risk assessed. You turn up to a site and they're like, oh, where's your assessment for that attachment? Then they're like, oh, it has to get tested so regularly, like they might say every 6 months that needs to be tested. So then there's all these extra costs with that technology. And then there's also like subscriptions. So some things are not just a one-off cost. You might have to subscribe and have an ongoing subscription with something. So they're things that people may not think about. And there's also, the compliance. So you might get something like an attachment on your machine, or like a new bit of equipment, and it's not, your machine's no longer compliant. For example, if you get a tilting hitch on there, so it's not really technology, but just say, for example, a tilting hitch, you change the tipping point of your machine, you change the lifting capacities of it. So a lot of people don't do that. So when I did the video with JR Safety Co, we learnt about that, how they have to, as part of their risk assessment, JR Safety Co will come and redo your load chart because it's changed. Once you've added a tilting hitch or a tilt rotator or something like that to your machine, you've changed the tipping point for it. So remember that, guys. Number 9 is a limited awareness of available technology. So a lot of people have a lack of information. They don't even know a lot of this technology exists. And I remember a long time ago, I wanted to get a grader blade on my track loader, and I was telling one of the civil companies, like, oh, you know, I can get a grader blade, I can do all your footpaths and prep it all for you, real easy, real quick. I'll smash it all out. Then I can just take the grader blade off, use the 4-in-1 to start working and doing other things. And they were like, nah, not interested. We don't even know what that is. No, not keen. And then, yeah, sure enough, over the years, it's become more and more common, and now they know about it. So, yeah, a lot of people don't know how to evaluate which technology they can use. They don't even know about it. And then it can also be the opposite, which is technological overload. So sometimes we overthink things, and then we try and get too much technology and try and add all these things to our machines, and then we end up being overwhelmed, and then we're not sure what's the best solution, you know. And then, for instance, you know, you've got GPS from multiple companies now. How do you choose which one? Of course, Moba's going to say choose Moba, but yeah, there's that. People get overwhelmed and then they just give up and go, I don't know, and just keep going the way they're going. So there can be that. And then, and Niggs and Diggs is saying product client acceptance. Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. And number 10, the final one, is market and economic conditions. So sometimes the economic conditions, such as right now, it's very, very quiet, might be a barrier because people are thinking, well, I don't want to go and spend all this money on technology now, and what if I don't have work tomorrow? So it might be very, very quiet. So it's a quiet period in the industry, and they're hesitating. They're saying, I'm not going to go and buy something for so much money and then possibly not work. So that's one of the barriers as well. Now, Dirt Effects Mitch has just thrown in the comments, I just got my first new dozer with cat grade, GPS and a base station. I've been self-teaching but want to know more. What or where is best place to help me learn and understand how to use it better? He's saying he's a first-time user of GPS. There you go. There you go. Moba saying, I let our existing customers say choose Moba. That's right. Sometimes word of mouth is the best way. You know what? That's a good question. Where can he go? Where can Mr. Mitch go and get some help on how to use his system? So if you've just got the dozer and it's a cat one, you would probably say go back to cat. They should surely be able to have someone to come out and show you. Ashton is saying YouTube, very, very good. Very, very good. So if cat can't help you, which Moba's just saying there as well, then definitely try YouTube, man. You'll be very, very sorted. You'll be, you know what happens to me? The reason I get muddled up is because as I'm talking, I'm reading comments, and then half the time I start reading the comment halfway through my conversation. Going back to what I was saying to Mitch is, yeah, YouTube does have a lot of good content. BRW is saying, we'll get you sorted, Mitch, with Duffy. So obviously this Duffy guy is really good at it. And Mitch is saying he's already exhausted YouTube. And yeah, BRW is saying he knows that Duffman's the guy. Ashton saying Duffman as well. EMB Jack Healy saying Cooper Civil, and ADM saying Site Tech if you're in Sydney. There you go. So yeah, guys are giving good options there. Very, very good options. So then not only have you got the economic uncertainty, so people might be scared because it's a bit quiet, but also you got competitiveness. So, you know, businesses may not feel that pressure to adapt yet because their competitors haven't done it. So they start to get complacent and they think, I don't really need it. I'll just go the way I'm going. So sometimes people aren't, it depends on the competitiveness of it. But if you're in a time where it's flat out and everyone's got GPS and you haven't, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, I have to jump in and get it because everyone else has got it, it can also get you overwhelmed. So you got the two little two little opposites, I suppose. Yeah, so you can be either really, really, really complacent and say, I don't really need it, or you can be highly competitive because everyone's got it. You got to get it. Got to go. All right. So these barriers, they're all significant. So they're the top 10 that I could think of. But they are the barriers, and there's also opportunities for earth movers to overcome them, and that is by doing proper planning, strategic planning. You know what I mean? Doing some research, like all the guys on here are doing research. Talk to other guys. So what can you do to overcome these? Yeah, so talk to other guys in the field. Go on social media, see what other guys are saying. Go on YouTube, watch the videos, and go on Earthworks Hub. Come and join these sessions. There's another option for you. Sometimes you can get government incentives, for certain technology. If you can't afford to do something on your own, maybe share it. So buy something and share it between yourself and someone else until you decide it's time to get one on your own. Or go and start doing some training beforehand. And then that way, when you get the technology, you just jump straight into it. So there's some options for you if you're suffering one of these barriers and it's stopping you from going ahead. Hopefully that's been very helpful. I'm sure a lot of you guys will get something out of that. And I appreciate everyone that's been helping and giving comments in between. We've got here, Cooper has always been open to sharing. So they're talking about some of the guys that can help. BRW saying, I gave you Duffman's number, so you give him a call. And everyone's saying, thumbs up will do. There you go. Awesome. There you go. So I just gave the top 10 barriers for not moving with technology. We gave away 8 tickets. So I've given away 8 tickets to DDT. I have 2 more tickets to give away before the end of the evening. So 2 more tickets. If you want a ticket to DDT and you haven't already got one, just type in DDT in the comments and I will give you a ticket. So that's for one day. So that's a 1 entry for 1 day for 1 person. And it's between, when did I say it was again? Let me go back to the start. Was it the 15th? The 16th of May to the 18th of May. So it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So you can pick one of those. All right. BRW saying Earthworks Hub networking. There you go, man. There you go. Hashtag Earthworks Hub and you will see it. Mr. Webster has joined. Hello, Mr. Webster. Been a while. Let me just top up a little bit. Hang on. Oh, it's going down well, I'll tell you. I've been talking too much. No one wants to join me. We've still got 15 minutes. So if anyone wants to jump on, I'm open. So jump in. I'm free to have someone on. Susie Sharuga, hello. You caught me drinking again. Unbelievable. Vic Webster's in Thailand. Oh, what a lucky bastard. In Thailand. That's all right. We had some Thailand weather until now. Now it's gone cold again. Melbourne started raining today, cold. We went from bloody 37 degrees yesterday to freezing today. Terra Pro is saying we must all be hardcore enthusiasts. All got tickets to DTT. Yeah, there you go, man. There you go. Mitchell Morgan Excavations is saying TR Society. And the Kenyan Earth Mover has joined. Hello. So yeah, I've got 2 more tickets to give away. So if you want them, let me know. Just type in DDT in the comments and in the comment section, and I will organise a ticket for you. So all the guys that did get some earlier, I will be sending you the link to Eventbrite, and then I'll send you the code to put in for the discount, which will make it 0 for you. And then you just type in 1 adult ticket, and it will be done. Niggs and the Diggs is saying, what's the merch delivery like? It depends where you are. But I would say, I think the actual merch, the guys that make my merch are in Queensland. So you should be getting it quicker than anyone. Oh, hang on a second. Somebody sent me a request. Here he is.
Going on, big dog?
Hey, how are you, man?
Good, mate.
Now, hang on a second. I'm very good, man. I'm very good. So we've got Mr. Healy, Jack Healy from EMB Hire. Now, suddenly, this has gone straight to microphone, funny enough, because in the past few weeks, I've had to go out, turn Bluetooth off, put it back on so that everyone can hear. Now, let me just quickly check. Can everybody hear us? Can everyone hear myself? And can everyone hear Jack? Let's see.
Your screen's gone, eh?
Is my screen gone?
Yeah, I can't see you.
Oh, no. no. Here we go.
Ah!
Here we go.
This happened to me last time.
Yeah, weird how that happens. Very, very weird. Dirt Effects Mitch is saying yep. Earthmoving Warehouse is saying yes. So you can hear both of us. All right, cool. It means we can continue. Yeah, I don't know why this technology kills me. I'll have to give you the Oh, look at this. Look at the jumper. Look at the jumper. I love it. I love it. What about the back? Can you show us the back of it?
Whoa.
Check out the back, guys. Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Flash boys.
Oh. You like it? It fits all right, obviously.
Yeah,
primo. Man. There you go. Glad you like it, man. I'm glad you like it. I'm hoping that's going to be worn every day in Germany. Yeah.
They reckon it's going to be cold.
It's going to be cold. Maybe I should have got a jacket for you instead. Bloody hell. I'll have to get one of those too then.
Have you found your golf ball yet, Daniel? I heard you were looking for it still.
He's just written here. Can you see the comments? Yeah,
I can see the comments, yeah.
Yeah, pro golfer and anti-almond latte activist. That's Jack for you, mate. That's Jack. ADM's loving the jumper. And then Niggs has ordered one, he reckons. Yes, there you go. He's waiting for the same jumper. There you go.
Primo product.
Primo product, man. And Ashton's saying he can hear us better now. Very good, man. Copy. All right, yeah. What's been happening, man? What's news with yourself? Did you see my were you tuned in while I was doing those 10 points?
Yeah.
On the barriers.
Yeah. Yep.
What do you reckon, man? What's your opinion? Why do you think a lot of people don't go ahead with getting the latest technology?
Yeah, I think price is probably the biggest factor. And then probably, I reckon second to that's probably all the heroes that, you don't need it.
Yeah, they're too proud to say, too proud to work with
it. Just the blokes that say you don't need it are the only ones that haven't had a go at it.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, it's all good to say you don't need it until you have a crack at it and see how much more efficient you are with it. Like, yeah.
And I think a lot of guys will also be hesitant because they'll be thinking the customer's not going to pay any extra, so why should I bother? You know, because I do hear that a lot. People are like, well, if I'm not getting paid extra, why should I have it? So then I suppose that becomes a bit of an issue.
Yeah. I don't know. I can't really comment on that. I use it because I want to use it. I don't really care whether the customer wants me to use it or not. Most of the time I use it to make my day easy.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah, I suppose that's a good way to look at it. Because I think, you know what, like a lot of times on the civil site, you know, for example, we're talking about GPS, I suppose, the whole night. So let's continue on that. So, you know, they say, they give you $25 an hour extra when you use it. And then people say, if I buy it, and then they put me on it for a week, and then for 6 months I sit there sorting material, loading out trucks, and I'm not really using it, then what's the point of buying it? Because I've heard that that's happened to a couple of guys I know. So I don't know, man. It's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it depends on the type of work you're doing too. I suppose if you're doing subdivision-based work, then that's the risk you're going to take, I suppose, isn't it? But I mean, I'm an owner-operator, and I only do my own work. Like, I don't do anyone else's stuff. So, I mean, we work for a lot of different clients, but you know, it's all my work. So if I want to use it, I can use it. If I don't want to use it, I don't have to. Whereas when you're in the subdivision game, you're sort of just getting dictated by what they want you to do, aren't you? Like you say, you might do 2 weeks of trimming, and then all of a sudden they send you over to sift rock for a month. Like,
yeah. And I've heard a lot of guys that happens to them. Like, you know, I know a guy that bought it because they told him, like, you know, you need to go get it on your 30 tonner so we can, you know, use you to box out the roads and stuff. And then he went and spent, you know, whatever, maybe 80 grand or whatever it was. And then next minute they're like, after 2 weeks, all right, so we're going to go get you to load trucks. And he was doing that for like 6 months afterwards. So he said haven't touched the system since then. So it doesn't get that, you know, that.
It's probably a lot like attachments though too. You could probably put them in the same basket too, couldn't you? Like, I would hate to think how many dollars worth of attachments I've got sitting in the shed that only go out for, you know, a week, a year each. But, you know, if you add it all together, it keeps you busy all year. Like, if you took away every single one of those attachments and you took the GPS away, and, you know, you just had a bucket, like a standard hitch on your end of your machine, I'd probably only be doing 2 weeks of work every year. But because you've got everything, it fills the whole year in you're like, that's how you combine it, I suppose. I suppose you got to look at it a bit different, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I suppose you're right.
Like
And it also depends. Yeah,
if I based how much work I've got for the jackhammer on whether or not I brought one or not, there's no way knowing you'd buy one. But I can go and do a job where I might be on that job for 3 or 4 months. And we need a jackhammer for a week. I don't have to leave and let someone else take that bit, or try and hire a hammer, or try and find one because we've run into a bit of a tight spot or whatever. Like, just go and get it and use it. Like, you just get to keep the whole job type thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's it. That's it. And it's true, like you say, there probably is a difference between guys that are working on their own jobs or guys that are working on subdivisions, where you just sort of really get told where you're going to go and what you're going to do. Some guys have said they inbuild it into their pricing. Like, some guys say they charge minimum rates every day for example, for their GPS. So they just say, well, it's going to be minimum 4 hours, just say for at $25 an hour, whether I use it or not. And then other guys are saying that they just charge it only when they use it. So I don't know. There's different ways, I suppose, to deal with it.
I think that depends who you're working for and what they let you get away with, I reckon. Like, for instance, us, I just put $10 an hour on the rate, and it is what it is. Like, if you don't want to use me, get someone else. I'm not really that fussy, eh?
Yeah. And then for that $10 extra, they're getting a good operator with the right equipment and going to get the job done quicker and more accurate. So I suppose they've got to look at it that way.
Like, do the job we're doing at the minute with all that drainage we're doing, like, yes, you could do it without GPS, but I've been there every morning for 2 hours digging before the plumbers turn up. I don't need them there. I don't need to get out and mark any paint down to start digging the trenches. I don't need to set up a laser to do the grade. We still set the pipe laser to lay the pipe and put the rock in for the bedding, don't get me wrong, because that's all got to be millimetre stuff. But I can go dig that whole trench before they get there, and all I've had to do is jump in and hit the button on the side of my screen.
Yeah, that's true. Otherwise, you
no way,
wait for them.
No. Well, and I've got to have someone on the staff, or I've got to get in and out every 10 minutes to check the grade while I'm digging, or like, it's a no-brainer, I reckon.
Yeah, yeah. And we've got Earthmoving Warehouse has actually said something very similar. He's talking about like Digga's Halo alignment system. Approximately 85% of auger drives now go out with Halo. So people are realizing, you pay that little bit more, but you get the Halo system, and then you're digging nice straight holes all the time. So customers happy, you're happy. They'll call you back. No dramas. And then ADM saying it's cheaper than having the labor on the staff, as you were just saying. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And then Dirt Effects saying, I missed your guest name. Also, what's his Insta handle? I want to give him a follow. There you go. It's EMBE Jack Healy. EMBE Hire. Jack Healy. So I think it says Heels Jack or something. What does it say on the actual
something
name?
like that, yeah.
I think it's EMBE. Yeah, EMBE Hire Jack Healy or something like that. You'll see it on there. Oh, here you go. EMB Hire Heels Jack. There you go.
I feel like I've just hit the big time if Mitch wants to follow me.
Oh, there you go. Big time, mate. Big time. He must have seen the shirt. He wants to get himself one of those hoodies now, I reckon. Yeah.
He does some primo work, that bloke. Jesus Christ.
He does. Very nice work, man. Very nice.
Absolute magician on a bulldozer, eh?
Yeah, that's the one, mate. That's him. I love that Mitch. I love that that you have on there with the Positrack wheels.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind a set for mine, eh? How good would that be?
I think that's his mate's. Yeah, I think it's his. But he uses it. I've seen it on his videos a few times. That's an awesome bit of kit, man.
I'd love to see it on the beach or something, eh?
Yeah, that'd be sick. I wonder how does it break down a lot? Does he lose tracks in that often while he's turning and stuff? That'd be a good one. And can he go fast? Like, does it have to go slow so they don't come off? That'd be
interesting to see how quick they are to change over. Whether they just like bolt to the original studs when you take a wheel off, or whether you've got to change the hub, or what you got to do there. That'd be Get us some info on it, big dog.
Hey, you know what, man? Where is he? That's
Fraser.
his mate.
That joint's primo, eh?
We'll have to get your mate. We'll have to get his mate on here as well, man, just to give us a bit of a rundown on how he got that thing going. He's saying it can travel up to 70 k's for up to 3 minutes.
So it must get hot in the drive there somewhere or something, then, eh? If it's got a time limit on it.
It must be, man. It must be, yeah. Because I suppose, you know what, if you're in the posi track or whatever all day and you're going hard, they get hot, man. Even on the track loaders, you touch the drive motor and they're bloody hot, especially when they're caked with mud and working extra hard. Yeah, they definitely heat up.
You got to keep the mud out of them, eh? That's a huge thing that people don't like. I reckon a lot of people don't take. I reckon they take that for granted, eh? Keeping their track gear clean.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Yeah. Well,
massive wear savings, massive.
Well, put it this way, man. And I've had my tracks bogged a lot of times because we gets wet in Melbourne, obviously. But if you keep just pushing it, you can actually feel the machine struggling. You can feel the track loader working hard. You can feel it bogging down. And then when you stop sometimes and get out, you can actually see the drive motors are steaming. So you've got to be really careful. Dirt Effects Mitch is saying the complete unit unbolts from the lug nuts to swap wheels. Oh, there you go.
We've got to get a set of them, hook us up.
Not bad, not bad. And Digga saying, but they're not doing 70 k's an hour though. Okay, yeah, I suppose you're going a bit slower. So yeah, you probably don't have to worry too much. Ooh, we've got Aladdin Excavations, Kenora, Grazed Earthworks. We've got heaps of people joining. Well done. Thanks for joining, guys. Even so late in the piece. I like it.
Just jump.
Might have to go a bit longer.
I know I like look after Moasure a bit, but I just want to go back to your technology, like as far as jumping in and like pricing and all that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. That's probably the only reason, or one of the reasons we went Moasure to start with, is just the fact that their system is completely upgradable from the cheapest version to the dearest version. So you can start with the Excite Easy 2D and all your sensors are still used for the 3D system. So every time you want to upgrade, you don't throw anything away or spend any money that you've already spent. So you can start with the cheapest system that you can afford and still end up with a 3D system pretty much like on a payment scheme by just adding to it as you can afford it.
Yeah, and then the good thing is with that, I suppose, you're learning as you go. So as you're getting better with the system, you're upgrading it, you know, and adding to it. So you're getting better with it, and then you know the whole system inside out. So that's another benefit. You know?
Yeah. So yeah, like that's and that like they're, well, as far as I know, they're probably one of the only systems on the market that you can do that with. Like you can't do that with Trimble. You don't go get a 2D system and then add to it. You don't do that with Topcon. You don't do that with the major players.
Yeah. And from what I know as well, like going there and actually seeing it myself. So if you haven't seen it, guys, go to the YouTube channel and you'll see there's a video there where I visit Moasure and we actually do a walkthrough at their Epping facility, and you'll see they make a lot of stuff here, man. Like a lot of it's made here in-house, and they can make it to suit your machine, and they even make all the cables there and everything themselves. So they, like you say, they can start you off with a basic system and then just keep adding to it. So you're right. You are right.
We started with one of their pro receivers that you Bluetooth to your phone or an iPad or whatever you want inside the cab, like just a laser receiver, and I can still use that and hook that to my 2D system or my 3D system to make it back to 2D. Like, so we started with, you know, like $2,500 and then ended up with like 80.
Yeah.
So
but you've worked your way there, yeah.
Yeah, and you can just build it. Like it's like buying Lego.
Yeah, that's awesome. That is really awesome. And that can alleviate some of those fears for people that don't want to go out and spend 80 grand to start with, you know what I mean? They can come out and start with the basic, see how it goes. If it starts getting, you know, like if they see that they can do more, then they just keep upgrading and just keep moving 100%.
On. And those receivers, those laser receivers are actually unreal for a starting point. Like if you're worried about spending some money on a 2D system, go and buy one of them, because, you know, $2,500, if you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't want to use it or you don't ever use it, well, so be it. But you'll love it. Like they're just unreal.
Yeah. No, good words of wisdom there. Dirt Effects is saying you just followed you back. He feels bad for not following you. There you go. Moba's saying Moba's happy with our comments. He's saying 100%. Of course, he's going to be happy.
And
No,
their
that's
backup
true though.
support's heaps better than his golf. His golf's fucking shit.
Oh, sounds like mine. I wasn't any better, Daniel. Don't worry, mate. Don't worry. We'll be at the next tournament. It's going to be me and Daniel, mate. I tell you.
I've still got a few
Oh,
extra videos to upload. I'm going to do one a week. I reckon I'll get the rest of the year out of the content I got.
oh God. Is it all about Daniel?
Yeah, and his golfing
Oh,
skills.
oh, the poor guy. JJH Excavations is saying they're good magnetic receivers. Yeah, very very true,
Yeah, they
man.
are. They're
Yeah,
unreal. And yeah, the fact that you can still have some sort of in-cab display. Yeah, yeah,
yeah. Well, that's like
definitely.
the one I did. Yeah, the other day, the Excite Easy. How awesome is that little thing, man? Perfect,
Yeah,
perfect
so
for.
I've actually updated um my screen to that. So I've got the Excite Easy display as my like just for me arrows on the
Yeah,
3D system.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a cool looking little screen that. It's
oh,
yeah, it's unreal the technology that's in that little screen. I only use it for an up and down like a visual thing, but yeah, the fact that that's your whole screen for your 2D system, like it's incredible.
yeah, yeah. No, it's really good. It's really good. Daniel's saying he played golf this weekend just to lift his game, and he's saying he's playing in Germany before Bauma to get over the jet lag. Oh man, I I actually have to admit I went out yesterday. Yeah, yesterday with my son to the driving range, and I said I've got to go and improve my game. At the driving range, we got 110 balls each, and by halfway through the bucket, I was stuffed. My arms were killing me, my shoulders. I was done, man, and then I was just getting worse. Instead of getting better, I was just getting worse and worse. So I said to him, "Take the rest of mine, man. I couldn't do it anymore." I said, you take over." So
Trying too hard.
that's what it is. The harder I was trying to hit it, and the more I was trying, I was getting worse. And my son was going, "What's wrong with you?" And then he did the same thing, but he was getting worse. So
Need
not a
a
good
bit
day.
more John Daly, mate, more Siggies and more Dr. Pepper.
That's the one, mate. Maybe a few more. Oh, look, it's empty. It's gone.
I've still got a little bit left.
I've got nothing, man. Oh, you got it too. Look at that. Hey, you got the same glasses as me. I've got one of those. Beautiful. I think I got the
From a
same
wedding,
ones.
it's got something written on it.
You
Brooke and
stole it.
Nace wedding. Yeah.
Thank you, Brooke and Nate. Thank you. Yeah, what's Mova saying? But yes, I'm shit. But how good was Samuel?
Samuel was definitely the team captain.
Yeah.
Without him, we were proper rooted.
So he's the installer, with the bearded installer, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's the bearded magician.
Yeah, that's the one. He's the bearded MOBA installer.
He
Did really well
also
at
does a
golf.
bit
Yeah.
of also does a bit of tech support for him.
Yeah.
He's unreal. Always
Oh, nice.
helpful. Always rings you back. Not very
Yeah.
often he answers, but he always rings back.
Yeah. He's a busy man.
I'd
He's busy.
say so.
But
It's when it
you
happens
know
when you're
what? Yeah, well, when you're touching on that, I suppose support, and I think Niggs and Dig said that support is very vital, man. You know, if you're going to spend money on the system, you want to know you've got the support there to help you out when you do have downtime or if you can't work something out.
that's
So
that's probably worth touching on too. And I'm not quite up to date with all the other brands at the minute because I've sort of just been driving my own digger a fair bit. But with Mo. But when you have a fuck up or you can't draw something that you're trying to draw on your infield design or something like that, they can actually remotely log into your screen. So it's not like the old Trimble system where you would have to try and explain what you're trying to do because the person on the other end of the phone is actually just on a simulator trying to work out what the fuck you're talking about. So there's always a communication breakdown because you're calling it something different, whether you're calling it a hinge point or a fucking, the toe of a batter or some shit. And you're trying to get your point across, but they're on a simulator, so they've got no idea what you're fucking talking about.
yeah,
But when you talk to MOBA, they log into your screen, so they're seeing what you can see. So when you're talking to old mate
yeah,
on the phone, you can push your finger on the screen and the mouse comes up, so you can actually point to what you're talking about on the screen, and on the other end, they can see it. So
yeah. How cool is
like
that?
any of your support's really easy because you're actually talking the same language. It's not like you're talking Chinese. It's unreal, which
Yeah,
is
yeah,
been massive for me because I'm like technologically retarded. So I need all the help I can get most of the time. And I always get the help that I need. So it's pretty handy. They're like the NDIS of machine control, Moba.
The NDIS of machine control. You know what? I'm gonna type that in as their name from now on the phone. Machine control NDIS, mate. I love it. I love it. Dirt Effects Mitch is saying he loves your vocabulary. It feels like he's listening to himself.
We'll have to go fishing one time, Mitch. My old man lives in Harvey Bay and he's about to move home and do 50-50. So I'll be able to use his house and come up and go fishing.
Oh, magic.
We'll be on.
Hey, can you do me a favor, Jack? Can you just check your volume on your phone and just put it down a few?
Down a few?
I hear a lot of feedback. Yeah, maybe just go halfway or something.
What about that?
Yeah, it sounds a bit better, I think, yeah?
As long as you're happy. You're the boss.
No, that's all right. Oh, it's all right. I felt like there was a bit of feedback there, but it's all right. It might not come up in the video anyway. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But yeah, no, it's good. It's good, yeah. So, yeah. Dirt Effects Mitch is getting the hard on. Here we go. What's going on here? We've got a bromance starting here, guys. A live bromance. How's that?
Herpes Bay. There's no such thing as herpes in Hervey Bay, mate. It's like the Jurassic Park of Australia, mate. It is only people over 70, except for Mitch, obviously.
I'll tell you what. I was in Hervey Bay once. I'll tell you a story. It's story time. I'll tell you a story. So, what did BRW say? It's like we're listening to a real person who's done everything 100 times over, not a disc jockey. Yeah, there you go, mate. Exactly.
I fucking hate pencil pushers and architects and people that draw shit. I hate them.
That's the one. And they're just
That's the only drama I ever have with technology is it's the bloke that's actually drawn the model has fucked it up.
Yeah.
Just about every fucking time.
Yeah, because they're not always guys that have been out there and done it.
Every time you go to match into a bit of curb or something, it's always fucked, or the footpath's the wrong height, or it's below the curb and it doesn't run water anymore, or like just right off, eh? It's always a design issue. It's never an actual technology issue usually.
Oh yeah, with the plans and stuff. True.
Like you'll get a design, and it's not normally that your machine's out, or because you bench off every side anyway. But it's always it's always in the design. There's always something fucked up, or there's a layer missing, or what? Yeah.
The guys are laughing. They're agreeing with you. Aston Levering saying they never make mistakes. Yeah, and BRW saying the engineers. Yeah, that's right. And then his ATM saying it would be nice if they were more accountable. Yeah, but what's going to happen is you'll get the blame. You're the operator, and then you get the blame for digging something wrong or not. Yeah, something not working. It's funny.
It's the only thing like experience. You can't buy experience. So now a lot of the times you can pick up on something pretty early on because of you've seen it before or whatever.
Yeah.
If you go to a new job, doing a new intersection and you're tying into all existing stuff, the first thing I do now is just walk the machine around the whole job and check where we're tying in everything and see whether or not, whether it's matching up or not.
Yeah. Good idea. You need to do that.
Back a curb's matching back a curb where you tie in, or, front a curb or lip a curb or whatever, so the asphalt all matches, or, you check everything now. So you normally pick it up on the first day now, but, the first couple of times.
I suppose that also comes with it, yeah. As you get your technology, you learn what you need to do as a bit of a pre-start, what to do when you first get it and start. And that's where experience shows, I suppose. But, a lot of guys, when they first get their technology, will just grab it, turn it on, start digging without checking anything. But as you learn and things happen, you get to know what to look for. ADM saying he's building a $2 million park and there would be 400K on variations because of the architects. There you go, man.
That's just about every job, isn't it? That's why when you go work for Vic Roads or something like that, they always have it's a $40 million job and they have $2 million in contingency because they know they would have fucked something up before you even get there.
That's the one, man. That's the one. Yeah, and then like you were saying, who's accountable? When do they get made accountable? So yeah, it's interesting how it works. Yeah, interesting.
We're just the middleman, mate. We just make it work.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. We're the what are we? We're the problem solvers. The problem solvers, mate. There's a problem.
No problems, only solutions. That's our motto.
That's the one, mate. Solutions only. And what did Drew say last time? Cash jobs only. Yeah. Where is that kid tonight? Where is he? Cash jobs only. I love it.
How good would that be?
Hey, yeah, it would be good. It would be good.
Except
Oh
half the
man.
places you go to spend it don't accept it anymore.
No, well that's funny, yeah, because we went somewhere recently and they're like, oh the driving range. When I went to the driving range, they're like, oh no cash. We're cashless. And I was like, what if I didn't bring anything? Like what if I didn't bring any just cash? He's like, oh no, we're cashless, that's it.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that
yeah,
happened to me at the rodeo actually the other day in town because it's just one of those mobs that come in and put it on or whatever. But yeah, and it's probably
yeah.
fair enough. They don't have to muck around. You know, everyone has a mobile phone. They just have that little square caper, and they've moved with technology, haven't they? There you go.
Well,
We're
there
just
you
not
go,
happy with it
man.
because we're stuck to the old way.
Yeah, well, my kids always say, "How come they don't do it, Dad?" And I always say, "It's because they don't want to have to go and carry cash and go and get change and this and that. It's just easier to say, use your card, scan your phone, whatever, and it's done, and it's easy." Like when we go out, maybe I'd love to hear your opinion on this. We went out a while back, and you know how all the restaurants now give you the QR code at the table, so you can look at the menu and order from the table. You don't have
Yeah,
to
yeah,
go
yeah.
up to the counter. And I actually don't mind that. Like, I was a little bit funny with it at the start, but now I'm not bad because I like it. You go on, you see the meals as well. You can see the menu clearly, pick what you want. Then we just hand the phone around to the kids, to my wife. Everyone picks what they want, and we just pay. And then my mate was like, "No, I refuse, man. That's all bullshit. They're getting my information. They're doing this and doing that. It's all about getting information." So he goes up and then tries to order it from the counter, and then something always goes wrong. They get something wrong on his order, or it comes late. So I don't know. I always think to myself, I don't mind it. I don't mind it that bad. I reckon it's probably not a bad idea. What do you reckon? Are you the guy that goes to the counter, or are you the guy that just uses the QR?
I'm I'm both. See, I don't mind when we're doing the ordering online or whatever, you know, paying and whatever. That's fine. I don't like it when you're at a restaurant and they say it's table service only, and you wait 2.5 hours for a fucking drink all the time in between drinks. It's like, you know, if you see an empty one on a bloke's table, you go over there and ask him if he wants another one. That's how they make their money.
Yeah,
So they need to teach their staff to come over, and if they're going to get it, because I've been to a couple of restaurants where you go up to the bar and they say, "Oh no, you're in the restaurant. You'll have to go sit back down and wait for table service." It's like, well, I'm either not waiting and I'm getting a drink like right now while I'm up here, or I'm walking out. I don't care. Take your pick,
yeah,
because I'm thirsty and I've been waiting.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. Interesting,
I don't
man. Yeah,
mind it if it works, but if it doesn't work, I'm not happy with it.
yeah. And a lot of guys here are saying cash is king. They're really cash is the best. BRW is going back to what we were talking about before. He's saying so we're going to need our own consultants to represent us when the client holds us responsible for the technology that we use. Yeah, true, man. I suppose you know what I'll tell you. Yeah, like there's those things to think about too. That's probably another barrier. Guys are thinking, what if it goes wrong, and then I'm responsible, because
I think
something wasn't calibrated.
the quickest way to make something fucking go wrong, and Cat's all over it with their like with the Cat version of the Trimble Earthworks.
Hmm.
When you activate the quick itch in a Cat machine with Trimble, like with the Cat grade or whatever they want to call it, the Trimble Earthworks, when you activate the quick itch, it asks you what bucket you're putting on.
Yep.
So you can't fuck it up, or you shouldn't be able to. It's like
Yeah.
retard proof.
Yeah.
But all other systems, it doesn't know what bucket's on the end, so you have to tell it. So if you change buckets and you're digging away or whatever, you put your 600 on and you've been digging trench for an hour or whatever, but it had the 450 in there before and it's a different profile, you can be in some serious trouble because you could be 200 or 300 milli out on your dig
Yep.
because of the calibration on the bucket. Generally speaking, if you've got the same brand of bucket, it'll be close as far
Yeah.
as
Yeah. Sure.
calibration anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you've got 3 or 4 different brands of bucket, you can run yourself into some serious trouble there, like real quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And the Higgs and the Diggs is saying, yeah, he's done it. He's done it on the 325. Yeah. Definitely. It happens. It
Yeah,
can happen.
fucking proper easy to do, man. Like, yeah, you can go, oh, I'm just going to put that bucket on for a little bit and I'll just do this job or whatever. And then all of a sudden you've gone over and started something else because someone come up to your door and fucking said, hey, can you come over here? And yeah, all of a sudden you've fucked it right up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree, man. It's so
Real,
true.
real easy to do. And it's same as, like I've got a laser grader on my skid steer, so you don't even have to have GPS to fuck it up. I've got a laser grader, and in the screen on the dash, you can plus or minus the receiver without getting out of the cabin by 50 mil. So generally what I'll do is I'll set the laser up and check the pad and do whatever, and I'll do it on 0 when I do it. But when I'm grading, I might put it in at plus, 20 or 30 mil, and then I'll roll it, and then I'll trim it. So I might be running like 2 or 3 windrows, and I'll be rolling in between the windrows so that I'll put it in 30 high on this windrow. The next windrow comes over at 10 high just to fill any little voids, and then the next windrow comes through and cuts at 0 so that you end up with this dead flat fucking schmicko pad.
Yeah.
But when you get in the next time to start, you might have it on plus 40 when you've set the receiver. So you go into the job and you fuck it up by 40 mil.
Yep.
Without
I get you.
even
It
knowing.
can happen.
Yeah. Piece of piss. Like, so easy. Yeah.
Yeah. So you got to zero it out every time then, is it? Is that what you mean? Or
Yeah. Yep. So every time you put it on and you set because when you measure for the receivers, you set them from 0. That's where they're set at.
Yeah.
But if you've got it in at plus 30 or minus 30 or whatever you've got it set at because you were, fucking around on the last job, it's proper easy to fuck up.
Yeah, remember to zero it out, people. Remember that. Yeah, no, that's a good point, man. Very, very good point. And these are all the things that we're saying, these are all the barriers because people get scared, man. They're like, if I stuff it up, the customer's going to kill me and say,
I guarantee you only do it once.
Yeah, you'll learn.
Yeah, like you will proper learn, eh? Like, it'll. Some days you live and learn, and some days you just live.
Yeah. Yeah, Sydney Rockwell saying that. Yeah, he's done it a couple of times as well. So there you go, man. Yeah, I think we're not alone.
Very, very easy to do. Like it's not very difficult. You don't have to. You don't have to be having a bad day for it to happen. It just turns into a bad day when you realise.
Yeah, and that's happened too on side cuts, even with a dumpy. Like sometimes people say, "Oh, you got to cut 50 mil," so they actually go down on the staff.
How many people do that, eh? Like, how easy is that to do?
Yeah, so
you got to go up to
go
down.
Yeah, but people get it wrong, man. And I'm like, hang on a second, this doesn't look right. I'm digging heaps out of here. And they're like, no, it's right. Then you go out and check it, and after you've done half the cut, and you're like, oh my God, I've got to go backfill all this now. Yeah,
so you don't even have to be invested in technology to have technology fuck ups, do you? So what are you scared of? Just get amongst it, eh? Like,
that's the one,
big deal.
It can happen.
Big deal.
It's so easy. Yeah. No, it does. It does happen. Many times, Mo was saying that. So remember, guys, to cut down, you got to go up on the staff, not down. If that makes sense. If you got to cut, you got to.
It's like the 100 mil trick when you're a builder, eh? Everyone's cut something 100 mil short. Everyone.
Yeah, 100%, man. 100%, 100 mil. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Everyone's done the 100 mil trick.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. Oh, well, you know what? It's good. It's good that I'm glad you came on to give us your piece because it does count when someone that's actually got it gives their advice. So, guys, if you missed any of that,
someone else on here's got it.
Yeah, well, it'd be good if anyone else wants to add any advice as well. But it's good, especially because Mobra's on here, and we're dealing with Mobra as well. So, and they're a sponsor, but we're not just pushing their product, but we're just talking the truth, I suppose. They're a good system, universal. You can use them across all machines. We were saying before, you can start off with a cheaper system and then just keep upgrading. If you don't want to go all out straight away, and that's
100%.
That's one way of approaching it.
Less scary that way.
Yeah,
it's only got like a few zeros instead of heaps of them.
That's the one, man. And you just build up slowly as you get better, and as you need more, you just keep changing.
And then once you've made it, you won't go back. There's no two ways about it.
Yeah.
Like,
and all you got to do is work out
site cuts.
Yeah, that's the one.
Like, fucking so easy, eh? Drive in, you don't like. If I didn't have to get out for a piss, I wouldn't even get out when I go to do one of them site cuts from the minute I get it off the float to the minute I put it back on, because everything's done from in the screen. You don't have to do anything.
Yeah. How cool is that? Is that the 2D or the 3D one?
It's a 3D, but you could do it with the 2D too if you had a reference point already marked out.
Yeah. Very true, man. Very true.
Yeah, so easy.
Yeah, and these are the things people will see with time. I reckon more and more. This will be the competitiveness. One of the last points I made, where once you start seeing everybody with it, you're going to just have to get forced into it. You're going to be like, shit, man, I don't want to be the only one without it. What's ADM saying? ADM is saying, would be awesome if you can use your screen and mushrooms in your digger and rover.
But
Yeah,
I
can you
shouldn't
actually
say
do
this
that?
because someone's going to get upset with me, being Daniel.
Yeah.
But the amount of times that I've used me rover since I've had the system on me digger, I could count on one hand, eh? Because
Yeah,
your digger is the rover.
yeah, yeah.
Like I just, yeah, I brought one with the intention that I'm going to use it all the time, but nah,
No,
nah.
I suppose yeah, it's an extra feature maybe. Moba, he just wrote thank you guys with a praying sign, and then here we are saying you don't need it, Rover. He's going to change. But no, he's right. Yeah, he's right. Yeah, and there are systems out there. So Daniel from Moba saying yes, there are systems on the market that will do both, but they are like a light rover. Yeah, so they won't have all the features. And BRW saying Dan knows it inside and out. So there you go, Daniel Moba, maybe getting the big shout out on this episode. I'll tell you what,
I
very
hear they're
good,
pretty
man.
good in the asphalting area too, Moba.
Yes, yeah. I actually saw a few videos of him with the asphalters and that at night.
Oh,
So
I'm still not
interesting,
going to
man.
sell it because it does come in handy every now and then. Because we'll touch on this, right? So my rover is my base station as well, so I can use my rover as a base.
Okay.
So I just leave the screen in the shed and I use the base. So I won't sell it for that reason.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't use it as a rover very often, but I have used the base a couple of times where we've had some pretty dodgy reception because that happens where we are.
Yeah. I suppose being out regional, yeah, it'd probably be hard. Although some
Yeah,
of
even like
the regional has better bloody reception than we do in the city, man. Sometimes I'll tell you what. Don't know how it works,
everything's
but it does sometimes.
better regionally than what the city is, mate. The city is shithole. I don't know how you live in there.
I'll tell you what, it's crazy, man. Crazy how that works. Oh, what's he saying? Mova's saying, yeah, night shift training sessions. I hate. He hates the night shift training sessions for asphalt. Yeah, because a lot of them do night shift. And that would be hard. Do a night shift.
But he'll do it, see? That's the difference. He will go out and do it.
Yeah, that is true, man. That is
Whereas
true.
everyone
And
else is
hopefully that doesn't.
like, oh, it's not between 9 and 5. We're not going. Fucking shove it up your ass. Ring us next time you're doing it during the day.
Yeah, yeah. And look, and hopefully that doesn't change as they get bigger and bigger. So hopefully, they maintain that service, man, because that's some factor that we've seen with companies that sort of progress and get bigger. They sort of lose that personal touch. So hopefully you guys will keep that. There's a bit of advice there for you, Daniel. He's saying you'll do a live session next time. Yeah, definitely, man. Do a live. I don't know who's gonna be up at 2 a.m. in the morning, but you never know.
I think
You never know.
I think that's what Daniel's probably been most upfront about, though, is he hasn't wanted to grow as hard as everyone else because he doesn't want to be that mob like the other ones. You know, he doesn't want to be. We'll get back to you in 2.5 weeks. Like, yeah, and I've been with him for 3 or 4 years now, and I haven't noticed a change, and I can't fault it.
Yeah.
A bit like me Bobcat dealer, like they've been fantastic, eh?
Yeah, I saw that video. Yeah, I saw that. What prompted that anyway? What made you do that? Did something happen recently, or is it just like that?
No, I just see them starting to do a bit of content, so I thought I'd just feed him some because I don't really like content. It's not really who I am, but I rate his service, and we do have a somewhat personal relationship. Like if he rings me, he asks me how my young fella's going and how my missus is going, and I ask him the same. Like, it is somewhat a personal relationship, but like I say, I have been dealing with him for 10 years. And I've brought 5 machines off him. Like, and my first one, the first machine I ever brought off him was an absolute fucking lemon, and like a proper heap of shit. But the way he stood by me and looked after me, like I went on to buy another 4 off him.
Yeah.
Like,
so there's that repairable relationship. So they've done something to keep it going rather than just give up and let it go. Yeah.
100%. Like he has bent over backwards for me as a dealer, as far as I'm concerned. And you've got to be the type of person, I suppose, which I believe I am. You have to understand that company is also out to make money, like just like you are. So, it's people. Some people expect that if you have a proper fuck up with a machine, that they should just fucking swap it out for a brand new one. Well, that's not how a big brand works. So a brand doesn't just go, oh, we'll just give him a new one to the dealer. Like that's not how the system works. So you can't expect that. You've just got to, you should expect that your dealer should support you a little bit, but you can't you can't expect them to just drop a brand new one off and say, "Oh, here you go, have that for nothing." Your other one had 1,200 hours on it,
Yeah.
like that's not how the system works.
Yeah.
So you've got to give a little to get a little, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um,
And it also
but
also depends. Yeah, it depends on what it is. You know what I mean, and how bad it is. Yeah.
oh
Well,
yeah,
how
100%.
bad the problem is. Yeah. Yeah.
But like I done a hydraulic pump on my first machine. It snapped the shaft. There wasn't one in the country. So I was dead in the water with my first machine, like at 1,600 hours or something. Like completely, I was fucked. There's nothing to do about it.
Yeah.
And he dropped one out of his rental fleet off to me the next day. And said, righto, let's talk about what you want to do. Do you want to wait, 2 months for a new pump, or do you want to trade it in on a new one? I'll do your trade-in price, and that's what I ended up doing. I ended up trading on the next model up, a bigger machine at that time.
Yeah.
And he took the dead one. I craned it onto his float, like it was fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, yes, it cost me money, but he got me going again straight away. Like I was going within 8 hours with his rental machine, and I was running for 2 or 3 weeks on that rental machine until my new one was ready.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so yeah, he bent over backwards for me as far as I'm concerned.
yeah, and that's a good thing. That's a really good thing to see. And that, like you say, that's helped maintain the relationship. Otherwise, you would have just ended it and then on a bad note, and that's it, man. Like you never go back to them and never promote them again. You never have a positive thing to say.
Yeah,
So it's good.
100%.
It's good.
100%.
So all sales guys, take note. Sales guys, any sales people, take note.
I don't care what anyone says. There's not a brand of machine on the planet that doesn't break down. So you can dream on all you like. It's not how it fucking works. So yeah, I've driven just about every brand, and every manufacturer makes a lemon every now and then. Like that's just what happens.
Yeah. No, that's true. That's true. Well, that's good. Good. I'll just go back through a few comments here. So Moba said earlier that he thinks organic growth is the only way. So over the last 25 years, over the last 25 years, he's seen so many come and go. Niggs and the Diggs is saying what you said. He had that same issue with ASV and Cabalco in Breeze Vegas, but they obviously helped him out. Sydney Rockwalls is saying it's a two-way street for the client and the dealer. BRW said 100%. DirtFX Mitch said shit breaks on every manufacturer's machine. It's how they handle it that matters. Exactly right. And then BRW, obviously, if you saw my last podcast interview with him, is saying wish that was the same for all manufacturers. Yeah. So that's good. That's true. It is. It's a two-way street, but it does depend on what's happened and how big of a deal it is and what happens after that. So yeah, very true. Very, very true.
Like
good.
that,
More words of wisdom.
Like that video I did, like that, I was just blown away by, like I like to think that I look after my gear pretty well and I know sort of what's wrong with everything, but the little things that they picked up on, like, there was some shims in the foot pedals for the boom and bucket that were a little bit worn, and I suppose after sitting in it for 2,500 hours, I didn't even notice they were worn because I just got used to it as they were wearing, I suppose. But, they've picked up on a couple of little bits and pieces like that. So it was more the small things that they took note of and fixed for me. And that, again, that comes back to me a little bit because I did drop it off and just say, whatever it needs, fix it. Like, I don't fucking ring me, just fix it. Whereas if you're going to be the type of bloke that's going to, have a crack at them because they put $40 worth of bushes in and, jump up and down and crack the shits, well, that's on you too. But yeah, I just said do whatever it needs and drop it, and I'll pick it up when I can, and obviously I couldn't pick it up because I've been too fucking busy to get there before 5 o'clock. So he just said, "Oh, we got a truck running that way. We'll throw her on for you. Like, get into it." So that'd be unreal. And then like shimming the door. Like, who the fuck does that?
Yeah. Oh my god.
You
Yeah.
know, like
But
they
how
drop
good
that
is it?
machine back as if it's brand new. Like there's not
Yeah,
a thing on it that squeaks or moves or like fucking primo.
yeah. No, it does. It does, and it feels good, man. It does feel good when you got something and you're getting into a machine. Everything works. Everything sounds good. Closes properly. It does. It's a good feeling. It is definitely
Yeah.
a better feeling.
And then
Yeah,
someone said, "Oh, but did they charge for it?" Well, fucking course they did, mate. Like the
yeah,
post wasn't about, "Oh, I'm happy with the bill." Like, are you ever happy with the bill that you get from getting something fixed? Like fucking like $0 would always be awesome, but it's not going to happen. Like, and I'm not one. Like I couldn't give a fuck. Like it costs what it costs.
yeah,
It's a bit like when I go
yeah,
do a job for someone, it costs what it costs. If they want to whinge about it, well, get someone else. Like,
yeah,
I wasn't asking for the cheapest fix. I was asking for it to be right when it got back.
yeah,
And it's
yeah.
fucking 100% right.
You know what? Though, adding to that as well, this thing is making you money. This is your prime income earner. So why wouldn't you spend money on that? Like a lot of us will have cars. You know, like I've got my Tirana there, and I'd gladly go and spend $40 on bushes to make the accelerator pedal, you know, not move and get it accurate. And that thing makes me no money. It just sits there, and it's just because I want it to be like that. But yeah, yeah, you're right. A lot of guys won't want to do that sort of stuff on their machine, which is making them money and making it more comfortable for them while they're sitting in there. So you're right, isn't it funny? Yeah, people
It's
obviously
just,
different priorities, you know.
that's exactly what Niggs and Diggs says. It's my favourite saying. It is what it is. Like, there's nothing you can do about it. Like, I could ring up and say, "Oh, fuck, mate. Like, Jesus, feeding him that much? Like, what are we going to do here?"
Yeah,
But that's not what I asked. I asked him to make sure it was right and don't ring me because I
yeah,
don't care. Whatever it needs, it needs. I can't change what it needs. If something's fucked, I'm not just going to leave it.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I don't want it back and it throws the bearing for the main drive belt the next day. Like, what was the point of sending it down there?
yeah,
Like, and
yeah.
it only went
No,
there for a preventative thing. The head gasket wasn't like I didn't have oil in the water or water in the oil. It wasn't leaking. Like it just had a rim of oil around the top after about 30 or 40 hours. Like that's just what happens. So
yeah,
it needed fixing. Like it was going to get to the point where it was fucked. But I was just like, well, let's just do it now because I don't need it for 3 weeks. I'll send it in. Job will be right. Like I'll get it back when I need it and it'll be fixed. Like,
yeah. Well, that's it. Otherwise, you're going to have downtime again in a few weeks when something does go. So you're right. Do it now while it's there.
that'll cost me heaps more.
Yeah, yeah. And it's cheaper than the new machine, exactly. So ADM Civil Landscape is saying it's cheaper than the new machine. And Platinum Earthworks is saying, I'm going to start using your Bobcat dealer. There you
Yeah, I heard he's not too happy with this. But
yeah. Look, it's not always the same service everywhere you go, I suppose. So.
nah, it's not.
And that's why we're talking about, we're talking about Moasure and stuff before, and then it makes a difference. The service does make a difference. Yeah.
Just gotta try and surround yourself with the best people, I suppose. And I'd have a beer with my dealer. There's a lot of dealers out there that I wouldn't have a beer with.
Yeah.
Like,
100%.
you've got to be on the same level as the blokes you're dealing with. I reckon it's a bit like your accountant. I'm not saying you should have a personal relationship with your accountant because I reckon that's dangerous. But if your accountant's not someone that you would have a beer with, fuck them off, get another one.
That's the one, man. That's the one because they're the ones that are gonna, I suppose, not make you or break you, but they're the guys that are dealing with your money and your taxes. So yeah, you want to be.
You've got to be able to get on the ground level with them. If you've got to go in there and you're not allowed to say the word fuck or something, and you're that bloke that is like me, well, that ain't gonna fly, is it? Like, I don't go into my accountant's office dressed in a suit. I go in there in my orange shirt and my fucking stubby shorts, and I'm covered in grease and shit. Like that's me. That's who I am. I'm out doing the job, man. I don't count the numbers. I'm in here to see you because you count them. Like.
Oh, the stubby shorts. Don't even get me started on that. We bought a car once. Another story. I got stories always. I remember we bought a car. You're gonna bag me when I say this. I'm gonna sound like a flog, but we bought a Mercedes once, and I went into the dealer to go pay. I don't know what it was either.
Sort of fits your genre.
Yeah, I went in there to buy the car, and I turned up in my tipper, so I was fully covered. I've been working in my machine all day, open cab. I was covered in dust. It was like 37 degrees outside, so I had my t-shirt that I cut the sleeves off, the smallest stubby shorts you could think of, covered in dust and that. And I walked in there because they wanted a deposit or something signed for the finance. And it happened to be a day where they had like this open day where they had like people walking around in the dealership with like trays handing out food and all that. I don't know, they had this special day there. And I had to turn up with my tipper, roar into the car park in the middle of Melbourne Mercedes, pull up with the tipper in the front of the thing. There was all cars everywhere. All the dust is coming off my truck. I run in there and I'm all dirty and the guy's trying to like serve me some tray of bloody, I don't know what they were, caviar or something. And I was like, mate, I'm just here to pay the deposit. I've got to go, mate. I've got things to do. I just want to get home. And everyone's just looking at me like, who the hell's this bloke? Who's this guy walking in? And I just gave him the deposit. I was like, I've got to go. Here's the cash, mate. Here you go. I'm off.
Here you go. Here you go. Platinum Earthworks. That's me dealer. Yeah. He's just logged in. He's watching. He's watching it. His ears must have been burning.
Oh, all those bad things you said about him.
Yeah, yeah. He's a proper cunt.
There you go. So I had a pair of those stubby shorts as well. There you go.
Working class man.
Working class man, mate. It wasn't my place.
Probably
so we got rid of that later.
The stereo when you rocked in the truck, did you?
Yeah, I don't know. I had something. Yeah, maybe saying all cash. Yeah. Yeah,
you would have too, wouldn't you?
Oh, it's the European.
It'd be like when you went and brought your jet ski. You'd have a jet ski, wouldn't you?
No jet skis. No. I haven't gone that far yet. No jet skis. I can't justify one, especially in Melbourne. I don't know, man. Like when do you get to use it? It's never. Actually, no. I will take that back. This summer, I did say that this summer is probably the only summer because it's been a really long one in Melbourne. A long, hot summer. This is the only one we've had where I could say, you know what, we probably could have a pool or a jet ski or something. But every other year, it's too cold, man. When do you get to use these things?
A jet ski would have been unreal up on the Queensland coast the last few weeks with that cyclone and them big waves. That would have been mint.
There were some people up there, yeah. Yeah, mate was saying I look like jet ski type. Thanks, mate. Bloody hell, yeah. What do you guys take me for? Yeah, no, I don't. No jet ski for me, man. No jet ski. No, but I don't know. Just for saying, I can't justify it. And everyone I know that's had one in Melbourne has it for a short period, and then ends up selling it because you don't use them. It's just too cold. Yeah.
They're definitely the Harleys of the water, eh? You use them
I was going to say that. Yes, I was going to say that. That's why I didn't get one. Yes, I'm not. Don't want to be like that. Yeah. Oh man. Bloody hell. Anyway, before I say something wrong, I won't say anymore. All right. No, that's it. That's it. Well, you know what? It's already way over 9 o'clock. But it's been a good conversation, and I'm sure the listeners are finding this very, very interesting. And I really appreciate you coming on, man, and putting your 2 cents in. And also to everyone else. So everyone else has been joining in. This is what we're here for, man. I love this. This is what we're supposed to do. Hang on a second. Matt Wild saying, if you had a jet ski, you might as well sit down to piss.
Yeah, fucking hell.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Yeah, no. I appreciate you all coming on, giving good comments, good feedback. That's what it's about, building a community to help each other. Jack, once again, man, you've joined in and good. You've stolen the show, man. You've done well. You've done well, mate. No, it's good.
Got myself a new number one follower.
Yeah, there you go. There you might be up in Harvey Bay doing some fishing. Just watch out for the dugongs. Haven't they got dugongs up there or something?
I wouldn't be able to park my ute next to his. It's too small. I'd be like that bloke with the small dick.
Yeah. Oh, you might come home with another one. Yeah, it might be a big one. You never know.
Yeah, might get a man's ute one day.
Yeah, that's it. You know how many people actually envy your ute? You'd be surprised. I get so many questions on that ute because they think it's mine. And they're like, oh, what's that ute? Where do you get this from? I'm like, no, it's not mine. It's not mine. Calm down. No, that's good. It's good. We appreciate your input. And feel free, man, anytime to jump on. And that's Jack Healy, EMBE, Healy Jack. I think that's what it comes up as on the thing. If you haven't followed him, give him a follow. Thank you very much to everyone, to all the listeners. Thank you once again. Make sure you follow, like, share, all that sort of jazz. Go to YouTube, subscribe, look at my videos on there. Also, go on the website and you'll see heaps of information. Anything you need's on there. Events, jobs, listings of other businesses. There's information. I've got news on there, so I'll try and update that regularly. And the more people that go onto the website, I'll keep updating it more. If you want to become a partner or a sponsor, let me know. Other than that, I think I've done everything. For all the guys that won tickets for Diesel Dirt and Turf, I will try and give you the information tonight, unless I fall asleep after this. If not, I'll
You'll
do it
be right.
tomorrow.
Toughen it
Yeah,
up. Toughen it up. It's only 10.
I'll toughen it. It's only nearly 10 yet. I'm old, mate. I'm in my high 40s. I'm starting to like doze off by 9.
Yeah, but you haven't got to go to work
So
tomorrow like the rest of us.
yeah, well, I'll do. I suppose. Actually, that's tomorrow. I do have something to get up for. I do. What I was going to say, yeah. So yeah, I'll send you guys the information after the show. Anyway, guys, once again, thank you for this session, and I will see you all in the next one. Jack, take care, man. Oh,
You too,
Adrian
mate. Don't do it too hard.
another. I did say another great sermon. There you go. Beautiful. Have a good week, guys. Enjoy yourselves. Take care.
Yeah, mate.
See you, Jacko. Bye bye.